Hello, welcome back to Cosmic Cunts, and welcome back, Cosmic Cunts. Um,
It's my fault we were MIA for a while, so
no, not your fault. We took some time to appropriately give you time and space um, for your journey, and that's cool. It's not your fault. Let's reword that, okay? We took some time so that you could have time and space. And now we're restarting and seeing where the chips fall. And yeah, and we're pulling some cards. We've got the Empress sideways. So right away, New Moon in Scorpio letting us know, and the Empress letting us know that, again, just to reiterate the time, we've needed to regroup, regather, and just kind of sort our shit out, and we're not done. It's never done. The healing and the readjusting, uh, but we are here, creating, accepting, acknowledging, uh, and dealing with bullshit, but also allowing love and compassion and understanding. Not everything's all light and butterflies and rainbows coming out of our assholes. It is also it is also like it's tough shit sometimes. It's just fucking rough, you know?
when you can't have the light without the dark.
You cannot. Yeah, so duality and embracing all that. And Seven of Cups came out sideways too, but Seven of Cups just letting us know like this has been a time. We are still in a period of having to reflect on what it is that calls to us on a soul level, as opposed to like what attracts the eye, like what has been calling our attention, but is also very surface level, very materialistic, very consumerism, very like I'm just trying to get my serotonin and my dopamine, but what do we really need in order to thrive and to grow? What do we really need to make this transition easier and more purposeful, right? And so that's how we're going to navigate, tapping into self, tapping into whatever we feel like in the fucking moment, you know, going with the fucking flow. And yeah, and we took some time off, and I gotta tell you, honestly, loved it. Loved having some time. I think maybe I was getting a little, me personally, like you were dealing with other things, but I felt like it was a great time for me to also step back and like reassess, like, because I think I was getting too caught up in the pressure of like what we had wanted it to be, and,
Mm-hmm.
and getting a little grandiose about what the expectations were. So
Well, me too. I think we both did, 'cause we were both so excited when we started this. The ADHD, the fire energy really got it
yeah,
going. Yeah.
it
It
got it
wasn't
going.
until I got forced to like crash and have to look at everything that I was like, okay, might have to
Yeah,
might have to pull out some Saturn energy and rein it in a little bit.
yeah. Like let's come back in with the energy that we intended. We had the intention of just going, and then we just got so excited that, and that's okay too, right? That's not to say that wasn't in alignment, because as we know, like
Yeah.
it's all part of the alignment. It's just part of the process.
When I feel like it's just so natural. A lot of times people just get so excited to start something. You just go all in and then you realize, okay, gotta bring in the discipline now, It's that
Yeah,
balance again of having that like eagerness and excitement, but then having the groundedness to actually keep it
yeah.
going.
And if we didn't have that excitement, that eagerness, like, would it even be a thing? Like, so,
Yeah.
like, we needed momentum to start us off. And so I'm grateful for the energy that we had. And I was actually thinking about it today. I was like, damn, like I'm feeling like I want to mature. There's some things that I'm like, you know what, I want to let go of that childlike. and I always want to embrace my inner child and heal my inner child, but there are some ways in which I'd like to just like feel more grounded, more mature, and just be more present. And it's like especially like in certain situations, sometimes it's like I could respond and just absolutely annihilate, but that's not who I want to be, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I literally had to go on a whole TikTok rant the other day because that was my way of handling a situation with a family member in a healthy way. Because I'm like, she doesn't have TikTok. I can go bitch her out on TikTok. She'll never know. We
Yeah,
gotta find ways to do
exactly.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, find ways to like appropriately like just like cuz yeah, if you do like sometimes give in to those like base needs, sometimes it's like, oh man, I could
Yeah.
absolutely just wreck your shit right now.
Well, and sometimes you
Um,
need to say the words just for like your sake, just to get it out. But like you can't say
exactly.
it to the person, even though like you need to say it. Like you know it's not going to help
Yeah.
them to hear, but like it still needs to be said. It still needs to be like released.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can write shit down, but that doesn't have the same power as voicing it, like getting it through your throat chakra and clearing out all the gunk, clearing out and like also just like allowing yourself to validate your own fucking feelings as opposed to like keeping them locked in and bottling it up. It's just that pent up energy isn't fucking doing
Yeah.
anybody good. So releasing. Love that for
Yeah.
you.
I really need therapists to hurry up and just move into the somatic way of like integrating that into all therapy sessions because people genuinely just
Yeah.
need to scream sometimes. And like that's not a
Yeah.
thing in normal talk therapy where you can just have like designated, okay, come in, we're gonna have like a soundproof room, just scream it out for a little bit, we'll come talk it out after, you know?
Yeah, and I always like felt like so uncomfortable sitting on a fucking couch. It's like let me just stay here, and it just felt that sedentary feeling of just being stuck. It's like the whole point of me is to get through my emotions, and yet as I sit here vocalizing my shit, I'm now rooted to this couch. I am
Mm-hmm.
trapped by the cage of my words. And it's yeah, somatic healing is everything. And so I really like, especially like lately, um have been trying to like even if I'm just stretching, it's like I am speaking affirmations or I'm releasing, what needs to be let go of as I like move my body, as I get it all out.
Mm-hmm.
I like for a while there, I was like, I'm gonna kick coffee because like I didn't like the way that my body was feeling with it. And every day I was like, man, you know what? I'm having my morning coffee and then I'm just a raging cunt. So let me step back. And I started to feel better like after, especially like the first few days, and then a couple weeks. But then I started noticing that like I'm still feeling that fiery rage in my belly and I'm still lashing out and I'm still bursting at the seams. I'm still that raging cunt. So maybe coffee isn't the problem. And somebody close by that works like at a tattoo shop was like, "Hey, dude, come sage the shop." And I didn't have the car, so I was like, "Yeah, like I'll walk my kids over." And I pushed both fuckers in the stroller
In the
and
heat.
in the fucking heat, and like I did, and like I logged like 3 miles that day just walking, and I felt so fucking good. I was absolutely exhausted, and I was like, "Wow, I'm out of shape." But I fucking did it, and then I felt better. And so, not this week because like we're all sick, but since then, I try to walk like every other day, like anywhere between 2 and 3 miles, just for like my fucking sanity. And like I start to like speed up and like pump my arms and try to run a little bit and like get the energy out of my fucking hips, and it's like, wow, I
Mm-hmm.
feel less of a bitch, and it's just better for my fucking kids. It's so much fucking better for me, for my relationships, and so yeah, moving your fucking body. You can do as much shadow work as you want. You can move through your feelings. You can acknowledge your feelings and validate them. But if you're not adding in that somatic value, that somatic output, um, it's only gonna go so far, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
When I feel like a lot of times when we talk about things, it works up the energy in the body, it brings it up, and then it's just kind of there unless we have the action to actually like force it out, then it's
yeah,
just kind of turning and it's fresher. That's why I feel like a lot of people actually get sometimes traumatized by going to therapy because they're talking about the things and then they're just stuck having to sit with those
yeah,
memories and okay, I'm done with the session, and now I'm just in my car thinking about all these traumas because I had to talk about it, but we're
Yeah,
just here now. Like it's a weird thing when there's not like
it's
a, okay, let's do an action. Like it's gone, it's done.
yeah, send it out to the universe to re-energize, recharge, and transmute it into something beautiful. Because yeah, you're right. It is traumatizing to like be forced to be vulnerable, and then like you're literally when you're sitting there, you're speaking, you're creating a cage of those words around you. You're trapping
Mm-hmm.
yourself in your own vortex of energy, and yeah,
When
it's just you're trapped there. You're trapped there. It's like
when a lot of times therapist
suffocating.
offices are designed to be like cozy. You have the couch, you have cozy things. A lot of people do online therapy now. So you're in your own home. So like the environment is designed to be like homey and cozy, which I get why they're doing that because they want you to be at ease. But I feel like it also has an unintended consequence of creating an association then where like those cozy spaces aren't quite as cozy anymore because you now associate them with, oh, I sit on this couch that's comfy and I talk about these traumatizing feelings.
Yeah, it's like this couch is swallowing me alive. The window isn't open because it's supposed to be private, so nobody can hear, and so now I can't breathe, and it's a whole fucking thing. Uh, yeah, it's not. It's supposed to be like inviting, but you're right. What it ends up being is like, and then because there's no flow, there's no
Mm-hmm.
like generally like there are a few psychologists out there who are also metaphysical, but for my experience, the majority of the therapists that I worked with, they weren't in the metaphysical realm, and so there was no cleansing of energy. So it's not just
Mm-hmm.
your energy that you're sinking into. The couch is absorbed, the chair, whatever the fuck you're on, the pillows that you're hugging, they have absorbed everybody else's
Yep.
traumas, energies, and all their grief and horror, and now you are holding it, and now you've got other people's energy. And so that's why sometimes also when you're in therapy in a therapist's office, you're like, why do I feel this so much more profoundly? It's like because it's not just your energy anymore. um
Mm-hmm.
and so I do like, oh, therapy from home, because then it is like, yeah, I don't have to put on pants. But yeah, if you're not taking care of the space properly, if you're not cleaning it, physically and energetically, uh, you're really just creating a portal for negative energy, negative entities.
It's like using a Ouija board.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Like kind
actually
of a
talking.
similar vibe, right? Like it's you're
Yeah,
starting up the portal
you're.
thing.
Yeah, you gotta be really fucking careful, and careful with your intentions too. Like, I was telling my friend Ashley the other day that like, me, someone who uses a pendulum and tarot cards regularly, and like I communicate with spirit like often, like when I see a horror movie, and or like I've been binging Ghost Adventures because I'm like Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
But and they're like, oh, we found a Ouija board, and I'm like, oh no, don't go near it, don't touch it. And I'm like, it's all about the fucking intention. Like honestly, like if I didn't have this preconceived notion that like it's just evil, I'd be down to pick up a fucking Ouija board, because again, it is all about the intention and
Yeah.
practicing safely. There is like you also have to be very mindful. Like you can't just be all willy nilly about that shit.
Yeah. Once you open a door, it's a lot harder to close it than people
It's a
realize.
lot harder to close it, and yeah, who, what are you allowing, and what is the energy that you're inviting into as well? Like, yeah, it's all of it. Just really just hit my fucking hand hard. Maybe that's a sign. Maybe just they're like, stop talking about the Ouija board.
We can move on from the spooky spirits.
I love Halloween. It's like my favorite. But yeah, this morning, I was like, all right, I guess it's time. And I played Christmas songs for my son.
That's fair. I've honestly become such a Grinch. I'm so anti-Christmas. The fact that it gets closer and closer to Halloween each year just makes me hate it more and more because I'm like, this is my holiday. Halloween is my
Yeah,
holiday. Let me have my
yeah.
holiday.
I fucking, yeah. And next year, I completely want to witch out on Halloween. Um, fuck. candy. Like I hate that it's like, oh, let's go trick or treating and everybody gives out candy. It's like trick or treat. Like, give my kid a pickle, man. Like,
Yeah.
I hate
Actually, that'd be
pickles,
funnier.
but that'd be fucking funny, right? Like, or I saw somebody post something. It was like, um, Mexicans. They were like one slurp of menudo per trick or treater. Like that's
I like
fucking
that.
disgusting, but like, damn, I'd be down for some menudo. um, yeah, like trick or treat. Somebody was like, "Oh, you're one of those moms." I'm like, "What do you mean? Like it's trick or treat, and kids are only getting treats. Like, make it make sense. Just say treat, trick or
Yeah.
treat, and then expect like a fucking candy. You're defeating the purpose of trick or treat. It's truth or dare."
Yeah. Yeah. People just like their cute little
Yeah,
sayings.
and it's
Yeah.
like I want to do a ritual. Like I want to set intentions. I want to burn shit. Um, you know, um, and I love that. Like new moon is tonight. It's All Saints Day. Tomorrow is Dia de los Muertos, right? So we get to still like honor our loved ones. And um, yeah, I'm all about the Burr months. I love Halloween. I love Christmas because I like to decorate, and I love the hot cocoa. I like the idea of dressing up. It doesn't get cold here,
Yeah.
in Hawaii, and so kind of bummed about that. Like the other day I was like, it's brisk. It was 82 fucking degrees, and I was like, God damn it, Marissa. Like I've been so climatized. But I don't like the consumerism of it. I don't like that I allow myself to get trapped in that consumerism.
Yeah.
People keep asking like, what do the kids want for Christmas? I'm like, fuck what they want for Christmas because they'll tell you they want toys. If I have one more toy in this fucking house, I'm gonna lose my shit. Because
Well,
then they don't
especially
play
because
with them.
kids, yeah, they get over toys so fucking fast and it just piles up and it's all this plastic garbage that pollutes the earth at the
Yeah,
end of the day. Yeah.
yeah. Like pay for an experience or something. Like have a like give us like, oh hey, here go pick a tree for the day or whatever, or go to the farm for the day.
Honestly,
Like
even movie theater tickets. Like some of my favorite
yeah,
memories from being a kid were taking my cousins to the movies because that was like one
yeah,
of the things my grandma would send us to do if like, okay, you guys are off for today, go watch a movie.
yeah, yeah. And I think if my kids would sit through a fucking movie, or there's always
Yeah,
matinee,
they're a
like it's
little too
expected.
young for it.
Yeah, and maybe Bo would be better about it because like he kind of gets it, but he's still like gotta move. He's
Yeah.
he's a 4-year-old boy. Like, he's gotta move.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, I can't wait to do that. And I've got this fantasy of moving to a European country or even just visiting during the holidays, and like visiting all those like little Christmas villages.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh, I would love to go to a little Christmas farmers market and just fucking load up on food. Like, here's a croissant, here's some hot chocolate. Like, just fuck it up. Like, and then just go home and sit by the fire and watch holiday movies. And I don't know. I'm tired of it. Like, I think last year, and I started to this year, get like so stressed out. It's like, oh, I better start pumping out product for holiday sales. And it's like, I actually just want to enjoy this. And
Yeah.
so, like, I'd love for people to order my candles. So, and, uh, and book sessions with me for Reiki and tarot. But I also don't want that to be my focus right
Yeah.
now. I want to be able to enjoy it. Like, Bo started doing this thing where like I try to kiss his cheek and he's like, all right, that's enough. Which like that's to be expected. The baby is still like is tiny, and so she has no choice. But she also giggles.
Hmm.
I just want to enjoy this. Also, being sick this whole week is like, yeah, my husband's sick, but you know what he's also doing? Staying home from work.
Oh, that's nice. So you have help.
uh, yeah, but also like he's like, why are you staring at me? It's like you've been working for like 2 weeks straight without a day off, and like, yeah, you're blowing your nose and coughing, and we're both just absolutely gross, and we don't feel well. We're dizzy and lightheaded, but I get to fucking look at you instead of thinking about you. Like, there you
Yeah.
are. You're right fucking there. If I could smell, I'd smell you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and the kids are excited to have him home. Like, Bo gets so excited. It's like, Daddy's home. You know, and so, yeah, I hate being sick, but fuck, I'm truly allowing the slowdown, the rest, and the shift in perspective. And like I missed you so much. And I love that I get to see your face right now.
I've missed you
And
too.
and I know it's been hard, man, but like I'm just grateful that I get to see you.
I'm grateful
And
we're doing this too. I've definitely been like fully gripping the shadows. I'm still gripping the shadows. I love the shadows
yeah,
now. I'm in my dark
yeah.
era.
And I love that too. Like that shit's important. Duality. Love the fucking shadows and
Yeah, well, and I'm in like a full crisis of faith, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna grip the shadows. We're gonna stay here. We're gonna wallow in it. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna
yeah.
do our shit.
Fuck yeah. Good.
Yeah.
But mental health, we started this and we were like, we're going to be advocates for mental health. And uh, it's really fucking brave of you to go through what you've been going through. And we don't have to talk about it in depth, in detail. That requires vulnerability. And, but I am
There's definitely aspects I do
impressed.
want to put out on the internet because I will say, like, there are things that need to be discussed about the mental health care system. Like, the fact that
Yes.
psych wards are allowed to keep you there without any access to the outdoors.
Yeah, that's
And that's
bullshit.
supposed to be therapeutic. You're supposed to be able to, like, heal, stabilize, but you have no access to the outside, ever.
We're not
And that's okay.
we haven't evolved far, or we haven't evolved very far past the asylum institution.
Yeah. No, literally, they are still
Deadass.
pretty close to asylum prison level. Like, there's been some progress, but there really hasn't been that much. It's still very archaic and stuck in very toxic, harmful ways of doing things. Like, you go to the ER, they grab you, they throw you into a room, and they just leave you there for however many hours, and that's it. You're just like an animal in a prison cell type vibes. And I know
Yeah,
it's not the same as prison, it's not as traumatizing, but like,
yeah. But it's also like, hey, you're in a mental health crisis. We're gonna make you feel bad about it
we're
by
going to
putting
fully
you in this room.
dehumanize you in this moment by
Yeah,
making you strip, just throwing you in a room. We're not going to talk to you or acknowledge you unless you're throwing a whole tantrum, and then we have to come sedate you.
yeah. We'll give you your toothbrush when it's time to brush your teeth, but otherwise you can't have it because you can make it into a shiv.
Yeah.
And don't expect the mirror. The mirror is fucking tin, um,
But also,
reflective
like, there were so
metal.
many things in that psych ward I could have killed myself with. Like, if there's a will, there's a way.
There's a way,
Yeah.
yeah, and so it's like you're putting me in a dark room where I'm just supposed to just what? You're leaving me alone with my fucking thoughts? Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah.
clearly you've got shit figured out. So,
Yeah, they were all so surprised that I was in such a horrible mood after having, been taken off a 10-hour flight and thrown immediately into a cell. I'm like, what do you expect? Obviously, I'm going to be a little bitchy. I also had to start my
yeah,
period and had to remove a menstrual cup in that fucking dirty ass, gross bathroom. Like, clearly, I'm not going to give you guys an easy time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, what the fuck? I am
yeah.
so sorry.
It was very illuminating. I now definitely feel a lot more confident when I say fuck the mental health care system because I have
Yeah,
fully gone through it now and seen how absolutely awful it is. But I will
absolutely.
say it is dangerous though because the way the psych ward is run, because it is so toxic, I manipulated my way to get out of there. I should have still
Yeah,
been in there. I should actually still be in there right now, but I know that it is harmful and more toxic for me to be in there. So I
mm-hmm.
lied and manipulated my way out. And these doctors are
Okay.
easy enough to manipulate because They're just
Yeah,
trying to get you functional because they just need you to get out of the hospital so they can move on with their life and deal with the next crazy.
exactly. And it's just like, all right, well, yep, that's fine. Like um, I don't know if I've told you about my 5150 a few years ago. It was like, I was like, oh no, dude, I'm fine. Just because I didn't want to be there. I was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
I can't even imagine how I was feeling anymore. And they're like, oh, you're bipolar. And I was like, actually, I'm fucking with you. Because I cannot stand to be here another fucking day, so I will fake it. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's that.
All you have to tell them is, I don't want to kill myself anymore. And they go, you're
Yeah,
sure? Yeah, I don't feel that way anymore. And they go, okay, you're free to
yeah,
go.
Godspeed. Wow, you've
Yeah.
made some great progress. Like,
We're
in
so
my
proud of
fucking
you.
acting.
Yeah.
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 Where's Meryl
Oh,
Streep to give me a fucking award?
wait, but also, can we talk about the whole bipolar ADHD issue there? Because I love that psych ward
Yeah.
doctors are always just like bipolar. And I'm like, no, ADHD,
No.
bipolar. I'm like, I have a diagnosis. I have been on Adderall. I know it
Yeah.
works. And you're going to put me on a bipolar medication and then get confused when I get more fucked up. Like,
Yeah, yeah, oh my God. And like they start off so strong. They're like, "Oh, you're bipolar. Here's some lithium." And it's like, "What the fuck?"
wait, that's one of like the worst ones they could start you on too, because that one, like, if you're not bipolar, lithium just kills you. Right? I mean, like, it doesn't just kill you, but like, it's very toxic. You shouldn't be taking it unless you absolutely fucking have to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Learned that the hard way.
That's actually insane to me because I thought doctors weren't supposed to just prescribe lithium anymore. Like, they're supposed to go with the other routes, and lithium is like, if all the other bipolar medications don't work, then they go to lithium.
To be fair, this was like eight, 8 or 7 years ago. It's quite a while,
Okay.
but still less than a decade.
Yeah.
But close enough to it that it's like maybe they may, I don't know. But that was, yeah, that was, they're like, we're gonna give you lithium, and then I would take it, and I'd be a complete zombie, and people were like, are you high? Are you stoned? Stop acting like that. Thing. I've been drugged,
Yeah.
so
I couldn't figure out why I kept like waking up in the middle of the night throwing like full on tantrums, beating up my fucking pillow, and it's because I realized that the medication they gave me to help me sleep was literally a fucking antipsychotic for bipolar.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Well, that's just nice.
I'm like, you guys couldn't have warned me about this. You guys are just telling me, oh yeah, just take this to help you sleep. I'm like, no, you need to tell me what I'm fucking taking because this
Yeah.
is a medication that should not be taken by me because it's
Hee
not fucking working. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, and I think I've told you, right? My dad's sick, and I haven't been allowed to like talk to him or see him. He's in Texas, but anyways, I get random updates from my sister letting me know that like, oh, he's paranoid. Uh, he's in his 60s now, but he's gone most of his life without the official autism diagnosis, and he is definitely odd ADHD. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's like kind of, yeah, it's challenging. And they're like, well, we can't figure out his dosage for his paranoia and his anxiety, but we think we've got it narrowed down, and so we're gonna try this route, try this dosage, and it's like I hate that we're just science experiments.
No,
Like,
that's literally what it is.
let's see, yeah. Like,
It
why don't you
drives
just
me
put me in a
insane.
petri dish?
No, Western doctors, they're just like, oh, well, this pill combination didn't work. Let's try this one. That one didn't work. Let's try this one. They just love all the different pill combos. They just want to add on more and more pills. Oh, there's this issue from this side effect of this pill. Okay, we'll give you another pill to combat that side effect, and then here's one for those side effects.
Like, how about I
Yeah.
just change my lifestyle and go, like, plant medicine? That's garbage. That's hooey. Okay, sure. Sure, sure,
Even
sure.
though aspirin is literally made from a fucking tree bark, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Everything is
Um, I
derived
didn't,
from plants in some way.
I didn't realize marshmallow, like, that's a plant, and we're like rubber from, like, trees?
Yeah.
What?
Well, marshmallow is actually supposed to be really healthy when it's
Yeah,
actually like
yeah.
actual marshmallow.
When it's actual marshmallow and not the fucking shit you buy in a bag for your fucking s'mores.
Yeah, I'm mad that we let root beer become what it is. I want the traditional, like, healthy root beer. I want to try that. I want to
Yeah,
experience the
like
good shit.
beer
Give me the
from
good
a fucking
marshmallows.
root.
Yeah,
Yeah, stop calling it alternative medicine when it's the OG.
literally the OG forms. But, these were all made by women, and men want to act
Yeah,
like they
so
were the heroes of humanity.
hey, I don't even know if we care about getting political or not or whatever. Have you voted yet?
Yeah, I turned in my ballot.
Fuck yeah. Hey, poof, poof. Down with the patriarchy. Um,
Hopefully, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of feel like we're on the brink of a civil war. It's
we're
coming.
on the yeah. I my husband's like, I'm hopeful that like blue wins and that'll just be the end of that. And I'm like,
No matter what,
no,
it's not gonna be the end of it. Like, I
it's
wish it was
not.
that simple. In an ideal world, it would be, but after all the
Yeah,
January 6th shit, it's not gonna be that simple. Man is
it's
already
not
running
gonna.
his mouth. Like,
Yeah, and everybody's already like planning. They're like, oh, let's stop the steal 2.0, and it's like, oh my God,
people
it's a
are
cult.
burning ballots. They're like mailboxes
People
that
are
have been lit
fucking
on fire.
exactly, and it's like, okay, this is not democracy, and
Yeah.
this is not okay, and just because I hope he loses, and I still know that we won't be safe then because of the retaliation. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that trials get sped up and he just gets locked up. But it does absolutely feel like we are on the brink of war. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's scary as shit because it's like, what fucking times are we living in? And what does that mean for our kids? What does it mean for us? What is it? And the economy is what it is. So it's like, we don't have anything substantial saved up to be able to move abroad, barely making it. And it's like the same people who are like, I don't want to be taxed anymore, like also voting to be taxed. Like this country was built uh, as a way to stray away from taxation without representation. And
Yeah, everyone who
what
loves
would
to
happen?
quote, yeah, everyone loves to quote how the founding fathers, they were all about all of this shit that it's in America now. And I'm like, no, the founding fathers would hate everything that America has become. They were rebels. They
Yeah,
hated an oppressive government that was telling them how to do everything in their life and making them pay money for shit that
it
they did not agree with.
wasn't.
Like, they would look at our situation and go, this is bullshit. We need to fucking tear down America and start again.
Yeah, what they're turning in their graves. But also they were slave owners and
Yeah, they weren't perfect
racist.
people
So it's
either,
like,
but
yeah,
they were rebels and they would have looked at the government system and gone, fuck this
but
shit. Same with all the
but
Christians. Jesus would have hated the American government. He would have been so fucking anti-Trump. He would have been anti-everyone. He would have been, fuck the Supreme
yeah,
Court, fuck all this
it's
shit.
like
You guys
this is
are,
not.
yeah.
I actually like pissed off somebody the other day on Facebook because they shared something that was like, it's he and she. Don't let the devil corrupt our children. And I like reposted it and I laughed at that post and I like reposted it and I was like, look, the devil shows up in the way that you judge and hate other people. Jesus
Mm-hmm.
would be so fucking disappointed in the way that you are like not being inclusive and showing love for your neighbor and just like spit and hate. Like, shut the fuck up with your stupid, ignorant ass rhetoric. Like, and also, who gives a fuck if somebody else identifies as they them, or
Yeah.
if they're transgender, like, or non-binary. Oh yeah, the post was like non-binary is a made up word. They're all fucking made up.
No, and
What the
honestly,
fuck
this
does
is
it
why I
matter
fucking
to you?
hate capitalism and patriarchy because non-binary shit has always existed. Transgender, like all of that has always existed.
Has
Indigenous tribes
always.
have always acknowledged gender fluidity. It's always been a
Yeah,
part of that. And it's not until we got into capitalism and all this fucking colonialism, whitewashing, patriarchal mentality that all of a
yeah.
sudden, like, everything different is so wrong and offensive and horrible.
And it's like this is not. Yeah, no. I, um, I'm not okay with it. And I get it. People have their values. They're like, this is what I choose to believe. Okay,
It's
cool.
just so
You don't
heartbreaking though,
have to
because
be
so
a
many
hateful
people don't
asshole.
even know what they're really believing though, or like preaching about, because they don't like they haven't taken the time to really learn and study the actual shit that they're ride or dying on.
They just want to be told what is right or wrong
Yeah.
because they don't want to have the responsibility of taking the time to do research, to think for themselves, to formulate their own educated opinions it's easier for people to be told what the fuck to
Yep.
believe, how the fuck to act, because then it's like, well, this is what I was taught. And then therefore you relinquish your power, you relinquish your agency, and you have
Mm-hmm.
a fallback for something to blame your actions and your behaviors on. There's limited accountability for your own thoughts, behaviors, morals, and it's like just because you don't want to take the time or the energy to hold yourself accountable, form your own stances, you're okay with allowing other people, misogynistic and oppressive men, to let
Mm-hmm.
you to tell you what the fuck you believe, and it's like this is what's wrong with everything.
Yeah, there actually was a quote that was going around on TikTok by one of the guys from Good Mythical Morning. It was either Rhett or Link, I don't know who's who, but he was talking about how, like, if your children are leaving the church, it's because you did your job. Like, you taught them to read and listen to the word of God, and they read the Bible, and they actually understood it. And that's why they're leaving the church, because the system, you taught them to
Yeah,
question the system and all that shit.
exactly. I hate. I haven't heard it in a while, but maybe because I haven't called my grandma in a while. But uh, I haven't heard from my family like this is not how we raised you, and it's like, yeah, yeah, you tried to raise me to just be a people pleaser and to be a sheep. Um, but if you actually paid attention, you'd know that this is not acceptable or
Yeah.
okay. But acknowledging that would mean that you'd have to like wake the fuck up, and that's really hard.
When I will say it's not like some of it, there is personal responsibility, but also we have allowed a society to be created where media literacy has gone out the door. We
Oh,
don't teach
fucking for
actual
sure.
history, so nobody actually knows the history because most people aren't taking the time to look it up.
Yeah,
So, we've
yeah.
created this dumb society where like shit like this is going to keep happening, so we're
The
just getting
dumbing
dumber and
down,
dumber. Yeah.
the dumbing down of Americans.
I was talking to my mom about it. If you look at books, like what was considered simple books back in like the old days of great literature, like Jane Austen's time, all of that, simple writing was still way more advanced than the most like complicated novel written today because we've had
Yeah,
to change our writing style and dumb it down so much to the point where you can't just do like imagery and like all of these ideas that people have to come up with in their head. You literally have to tell them he had a red shirt and sat down on the rock. Otherwise people go, I don't know, like what do you think
I
they meant
can't
when they
tune
said
in.
that? I don't get this. There was a girl who didn't understand akatar. She said akatar was too complicated.
Oh
A
yeah, yeah,
grown
yeah.
ass
I
woman.
saw. Okay, yeah, I saw it. Somebody on TikTok was like, maybe I'm not getting it, but like, I was like, how the fuck do you not get Akatar? Like, I don't.
No, and then
What?
like there's that show Agatha All Along on Disney Plus, and
Oh, I
literally
haven't seen it
there's
yet.
a scene where she literally is like, "I made you from scratch. I spoke no spell. I did nothing." Like clearly she's saying, "I made you myself with no man." Like you should not exist, but I made you somehow. People are still on TikTok going, "Wait, so who's the father? Where did the baby come from? I don't get it." I'm like, do
Yeah,
you really
yeah,
need her
yeah,
to say, "I made you with my magic" as she pushes him out for you to get that like it's an immaculate conception? Like I don't.
yeah, 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 yeah. Fucking wild. Oh man. Yeah. There's some things that I'm like, how do you people not get?
There's
I
no
don't.
comprehension
Have you
skills.
seen
Nobody
Ted
knows how to
Lasso?
comprehend. I've seen clips of it.
Okay. There's like this one part where like one of the characters she has this intimate night. It's not physically intimate, but she meets this guy and they dance and they cook and they talk. And she asks in the morning because they were drinking. She's like, "Did we?" And he's like, "No." But then she leaves and he's like, "Ah, did we? We did." And I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like you can feel the power in that. It was like he's like, "We didn't." Like you can I like we understood it. My husband
Yeah,
and I understood it. Like, wow, that was intimacy, like on a soul level, not on a
yeah.
cellular level. They made a connection, and like I was talking to, I think my mom. She was like, "Oh yeah, they did it." I was kind of hoping she'd be pregnant. And I was like, "They didn't do it. They didn't have sex. They didn't have sex, mom." She's like, "Well, he said, didn't we?" And it was like, no, 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 that's like a deeper connection. She was like, well, I like my story better. I was like, so you're okay with someone taking advantage of another person because they're both drunk?
Well, and also that diminishes the character because that shows that that man in that moment went, wait, I'm so used to like only feeling intimate with someone when there's sex, but I felt this connection with you and I
Exactly.
don't think we actually had sex.
Exactly. And it was like, how do you not understand that that was like, that was deep, that was passion that
Yeah.
sex couldn't accomplish? Like, yeah.
It's breaking my heart
Yes.
because I love like the complicated fucking movies and shit where you have to like figure out all the secret things that they're hiding from you, like Hayao Miyazaki, Boy and the Heron. I'll look at that imagery. I'll try to piece together all these theories about the deeper meanings. But
Yeah.
that's all gonna
Yeah.
go away slowly but surely because these writers are being forced to get dumber and dumber and simpler for people.
Idiocracy was a documentary.
Yeah.
Like, we're, oh, I mean, Mountain Dew and water fountains, and people are gonna be like, water's bad for you.
I really think it's so interesting that we as humans decided that math and science were the most important subjects to push on everybody when you literally can't record anything from math and science without English and literature and, we speak. That's language. Would think that
Yeah.
that would be more important, but God forbid, no, it's math and science. That's all that matters. Kids don't
Yeah.
need to know how to read. Fuck that.
Mm. Yeah. All of it. All of it's just, it's, and if Project 2025 gets enforced, then there goes the Department of Education. And so, and then what? And then what? What happens to infrastructure? What happens to everything? That's the collapse of society. And I, I don't want to think about it because of the spiral, but also if I don't think about it, then I allow the evil in.
I'm honestly just waiting for the world to burn. I want it to happen. I'm ready for I'm ready for Katniss Everdeen to show up and shoot that arrow and we just start all over again.
Yeah. Uh, hey,
Yeah.
woohoo! Let's do this. 4 more days. Everybody, cast your votes. Ooh,
Yeah.
please, for the love of God, for the love of all that is good, and I still wish it were Bernie.
Yeah, I miss Bernie.
Bernie, but um, Kamala is a safer choice by a long shot. By a long shot.
Prosecutor versus a convicted felon.
Yeah.
Which one will be president?
Yeah. Stay tuned.
I saw a
Um,
girl who was from Britain, I guess, like comment on somebody's vid about the election, and she was like, "I can't wait until Trump wins." And then she had to clarify. She's like, "I'm from Britain. I promise," because everyone blew up at her. She's like, "I was just trying to be
yeah,
funny," and I'm like, "I
it's
get the
not.
joke. I get the joke. It wasn't funny. Never would have read funny. But also, if I were in another country looking at this shit, I would be making all the jokes too because
Yeah, with popcorn in my
yeah,
hand.
just watching the entertainment. Like I would
Yeah.
love to be not an American right now because I would be just laughing my ass off at the getting Kamala's off with Beyonce. Like I would love to just be laughing, but
Yeah.
instead I have
Yeah,
to
dead ass.
cry.
I have to cry. And I'd love to not be an American, just for the healthcare, you know? But
God, yeah.
yeah, so, but, yeah. Well, welcome back to us. Feel like right off the bat, like, got into some deep shit. Good for
Diving back
us. We
into it.
needed this.
Yeah.
Cathartic as fuck. And I feel like we have less reservations this time. Now it's like it truly is just like fuck it. We're just speaking the truth, our
Yeah.
truth from
Yeah.
from from the heart, from the soul, and that's what it should always be. Yeah, maybe we're
I'm
gonna piss off
incapable of
people.
masking anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know what, if it's not authentic, I don't want it. Yeah, maybe we're gonna piss off some people. I don't give a fuck anymore. I
I'm trying to be in
really
my Patty LaPone era. Like, I want to
like.
be a diva like her. I want to just say whatever the fuck I want and just stand by it, own it.
Yeah, yeah, yep, yeah. Let's do it. High five, team.
Hell yeah.
cosmic concept in this motherfucker. Um, yeah, thank you for you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy.
Thank you for being so patient with me. I really appreciate it.
Always, always. I got you. You know that, and I know that you got me.
I got your back
Uh,
too, always.
yeah, this is we're a team. Don't make it weird or anything, but I like you. You're all right.
Just, yeah, we're okay. We get
No
along.
big deal.
Yeah.
It's fine. Yeah. And I don't wanna say the 143 because I know it makes you feel weird. But just know that I always do.
No, I know with you it's different because I know that's our thing. So I will tell you I love you.
I love you.
I will tell you I love you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
No pressure though, of
It's more
course.
triggering from specific people at certain times. So,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
Fair. Yeah, and I understand completely. Yeah, yeah, but you always reserve the right to just say "fuck off, Marissa," and I will also understand that for what it means.
I appreciate that. And same to you. You are always welcome to tell me to shut the fuck up. Because I will say, part of the reason I was like, we definitely need to bring this back is because I'm like, I know I need to start getting back on the internet if I want to do anything in my life for marketing purposes. But like,
Yeah,
I know I need somebody to keep me in check if I start going a little too shadowy. I need someone who's a little bit more light to balance that a bit.
got you.
Yeah.
All right. Good chat. Yeah. Yay, Cosmic Cunts, we're back.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna
Hang in
stop
there.
recording it.